Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us here on KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward. We are learning new information tonight about how police were able to capture the man accused of a violent attack on the Centennial Trail earlier this week. A young woman out jogging near Kendall Yards on Wednesday morning was attacked. Now the suspect is behind bars, and as KREM 2's Nathan Hyun reports, her co-workers actually helped police track him down. Nathan?
Yeah, Whitney, I'm here on the Centennial Trail where the attack took place early Wednesday morning. And the suspect in the attack, Michael Trout, was arrested after less than 48 hours. And this was thanks to the victim's coworkers. According to one of the victim's coworkers, Trout would be seen walking near their business and occasionally talk to the workers there. The business which Trout frequented is near Olmsted Park and Kendall Yards. The workers there were the first to give pictures and information about the suspect to the police.
He always seemed off a little bit, but he seemed harmless. He didn't seem violent. We were never scared of him, maybe a little uncomfortable. So yeah, we were shocked, but we just wanted him to be found and off the street so we couldn't do it to somebody else.
After a search for the suspect, Trout was taken in by the Violent Crimes Task Force without any issue. He was arrested for assault in the 2nd degree. Trout has one criminal offense in the past. He was convicted of car theft, and he is expected to have his first appearance in court on Monday. So in my conversations with the victim's coworkers and family members, they've continued to tell me that this was a surprise attack and that there was no indication that anything was wrong. And the police are still investigating the motivation, and they still don't believe that it was sexually motivated. And the last time I talked to the victim, she is currently recovering at home. Live in Spokane, Nathan Hyun, KREM 2 News.
All right, Nathan, thank you very much. And just 10 months after starting, a Coeur d'Alene librarian has announced her resignation. Delaney Daly said she no longer felt safe in her position after repeated unfriendly encounters with parents. She said parents would often approach her when they felt material in the library was, quote, an abomination, pedophilia, or an affront to the Bible. She says this comes just a month after the Boundary County Library Director announced her resignation, citing similar instances of feeling unsafe. Across Idaho, law enforcement agencies struggling to hire and retain officers. This comes from an increase in housing prices, forcing some people from the state and keeping new hires from wanting to move there. Another reason cited for the low employment right now is the hiring standards that have increased in the last few years. So to try and fight this, Idaho hiring standards are now changing. Some counties are considering lowering the hiring age, for example. Boise police now only require officers to have a high school diploma or a GED, where previously they needed at least an associate degree. We are learning new details now about why the FBI searched former President Donald Trump's Florida home. Today, the Justice Department released a redacted version of the affidavit the FBI used to get a search warrant. Those affidavits typically do remain sealed while an investigation is ongoing, but media organizations, including CBS News, successfully argued for greater transparency about key records behind that search. Much of the document is blacked out. Justice Department officials had opposed releasing the full affidavit.
There's a lengthy portion in the middle that's essentially blacked out, where I think that's the more detailed information. Some might describe it as more juicy, but for that reason, again, more security risk.
Former President Trump has insisted on social media that the government had no right to search his home. Storms sweeping through the inland northwest last night, and with severe hail and wind hitting areas like Wallace and Liberty Lake, it was pretty dramatic in some places. Take a look at this video a little closer to home. Lightning lit up the sky in Spokane last night. Obviously, in some places it was a lot, and in other places there was almost next to nothing. So we want to now turn to the weather here. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that's just incredible. Let's take a look now at if we need to be worried about additional storms here today, because it doesn't feel stormy at all out there right now. Actually, it's pretty nice, although much cooler than we have been used to. Michelle Boss joining us now. Hi, Michelle.
Yeah, the much cooler weather will be on the way for this weekend. Much quieter weather today. The storm system that brought the showers and thunderstorms across the inland northwest is finally pushed east, and now Montana gets all the stormy weather. Let's take a look at satellite and radar, and we've got pretty much mostly clear conditions across eastern Washington and north Idaho. You can see a few isolated showers across the Silver Valley earlier this afternoon, but those continue to push east into Montana. Lots of stormy weather out to the southeast of Kalispell spell, but it's going to be a quiet evening here. Currently, temperatures are still on the warm side, 88 degrees in Spokane, near 90 in Coeur d'Alene, and lots of 90s from Omak down to Moses Lake, mid-90s right now in Lewiston. For the short-term forecast, looking at quiet conditions this evening, it'll still be pretty warm with temperatures in the low 80s by 8 o'clock, but cooler temperatures on the way for tomorrow morning. We may see a few passing showers on Saturday, but the big weather story here is going to be the much cooler temperatures. Highs in the mid-70s on Saturday and Sunday. If you have one day to pick to go out and enjoy, I would pick Sunday, sunny skies with a high of 75.
It's been a while. All right. Thank you very much, Michelle. And whether we like it or not, summer is coming to an end. As of today, Gonzaga students started to move in for the start of classes this coming Tuesday. And this year's incoming class at Gonzaga has the most diversity the university has ever seen. This incoming class includes students from 36 states and citizens of 23 different countries, including Afghanistan, Japan, Ukraine, Mexico, and South Africa. GU officials say 32% of the first-year students identify as students of color, another 4% international students. GU's new student orientation starts today and lasts through Monday. And it is time to take a look at today's photo of the day. It's actually a special edition because today happens to be International Dog Day. So this right here, this is Fat Charlie. That's his name. That's not just me editorializing this. This was sent in by one of our viewers. They said he's gearing up for a cooler weekend with his little hoodie. He looks pretty great if you ask me. And all day long we have been getting photos in from you and your pups. So if you'd like to see your photos here on KREM 2 on the air, you can just send them to us. Send them to 509-448-2000. And when you do send your photo, just make sure you include your name and your dog's name. And oh, that's my dog. That's Gracie. Thanks for including that, guys.